Today, we're going to talk about something so many of us do without even thinking about it. That constant, almost automatic need to say, I'm sorry. We're going to unpack the psychology behind what you might call the perpetual peacemaker. So let me ask you this. You're walking down the street, right? Someone else bumps into you, and what's the first thing you say? Oh, I'm so sorry. If you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely not alone. And that's exactly what we're digging into. And this brings us to the core idea, the perpetual peacemaker. You know, this isn't just about being polite. It's more of a compulsion, this need to over-apologize. And it often comes from stuff we learned as kids, driven by this really deep, maybe even subconscious, desire to please everyone and just keep the peace. To really get it, we're going to look at three main archetypes. First up is one you'll probably recognize right away, either in yourself or someone you know. It's the conflict avoider. The whole mindset of this person is wrapped up perfectly in this quote. The silence of harmony is better than the emotional noise of an argument. I mean, for them, any kind of disagreement, no matter how tiny, just feels loud. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and they want it to stop. So for the conflict avoider, an apology is basically a tool. It's like a fire extinguisher for any kind of tension. They're genuinely afraid of confrontation because they think any disagreement could actually damage their relationships. So saying sorry is just the quickest way to kill that emotional noise and get back to things feeling calm and harmonious. Okay, our second archetype, this one takes us into much deeper territory. We're talking about the trauma-conditioned peacemaker. And yeah, as the name suggests, this is rooted in something way more serious than just feeling a little awkward. Just let that sink in for a second. A mistake doesn't feel like a mistake, it feels like danger. That really captures the internal world here. We are not talking about being embarrassed. We're talking about a real physical threat response kicking in. For this person, over-apologizing is a learned safety mechanism. It comes from past experiences, maybe from childhood, maybe a bad relationship, where making a simple mistake led to really severe, painful consequences. Their brain has literally been wired to connect small errors with the need to protect themselves. So for them, I'm sorry isn't about being polite, it is about feeling safe. It is a survival tactic, plain and simple. And that brings us to our third and final profile, the empathy sponge. This one is all about feeling everything, especially what other people are feeling. There's this huge sense of misplaced responsibility here. You see it a lot in codependent relationships. If someone near them is upset, the empathy sponge feels this intense internal pressure to fix it, even when they had absolutely nothing to do with why that person is upset in the first place. What's driving this is an almost overwhelming level of empathy. They don't just understand what others are feeling, they literally absorb their guilt and discomfort like a sponge. They feel like it's their job to manage the emotional temperature of the room. So when they apologize, it's not for something they did. They're apologizing to try and soothe the other person's pain by taking on that emotional weight themselves. So let's just pull this all together. You've got the conflict avoider, who's driven by fear and their goal is harmony. Then you have the trauma-conditioned, driven by a sense of danger, seeking safety. And finally, the empathy sponge, driven by absorbed guilt, whose goal is caretaking. See? 3 totally different reasons, all leading to those same 2 words, I'm sorry. Okay, so understanding why we do this is a huge first step. It gives us a framework. But what do you do with that information? How do you actually start to change these patterns? Well, the way forward isn't about beating yourself up for the past. It's about empowering your future. It's about giving yourself permission. I really want you to hear this. Your space in the world, your thoughts, your needs, your physical body, it is not an imposition. You have every right to be here, to take up space without having to apologize for it. And really, this is the core message. It's blunt, but it's so powerful. Stop apologizing for existing. Because every time you say sorry for something that isn't your fault, you're kind of, in a small way, apologizing for just being here. And that is the habit we have to break. So I'm going to leave you with a question to carry with you. Just ask yourself, what is one thing, just one, that you will give yourself permission not to apologize for today? Maybe it's taking up space on the sidewalk, or expressing a need you have, or even just respectfully disagreeing with someone. The choice is yours.